Hi, welcome back to the C Morning Show, everyone, and welcome back our signature segment, Book Talk. Yes, that's right. We have a brand new book to talk about, and this is somewhat special because we have a friend of ours, friend of the program, that usually joins us in the business segment. So today we're going to combine business and book talk together as he has just finished writing his first book and finally has the opportunity to spread his knowledge in financial planning a little bit more widely to everyone.
Exactly. This is very exciting. I mean, we always enjoy talking to Dani Rachmat about how to be financially free. Right? So this time we're going to specifically talk about Membangun Aset 300 kali gaji, or how to build your asset 300 times your salary. Let's dig in. Hi Dani, good morning.
Hi, good
Good
morning.
morning. Good morning.
Good to see you again.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
nice to
it's
be here.
always great to have you.
Congratulations.
So, yeah,
Thank you. Thank you very much.
congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Tell us about this book because, I mean, to be honest, I've looked at the chapters and I'm like, ooh, tips, ooh. You know, it's like, so what is the book about?
The book is about how to build our asset up until 300 times of our salary. That is the requirement if you want to retire young and then have financially freedom financially, and that is the requirement to have asset 300 times of our salary.
So what are you discussing specifically? I know, I mean, I can basically talk about the chapters, but why not from the writer?
Yes. People in Indonesia, they still think that retire is only for old people,
Right.
56 above. But then so many young people want to have their freedom, financially free, and then they don't want to work up until they're 56.
How
right?
young is it? What is the trend currently?
Many
40?
people say that they want to retire at their 35th or maybe 40th.
Are you
Wow.
kidding me?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
that's really young.
But they don't know how to do that.
Yes.
So that is why I write this book. Actually, to be able to do that, retire at 35 or 40, you need to build up the assets, right?
Absolutely. From what age?
From the very early age, you start working. So
Working
maybe
age.
25th.
Yeah. Oh, so that only gives you 10 years.
Wow, how can you accumulate money?
Yes.
Yeah.
But
okay.
actually, when you start early, you can build your asset as soon as possible.
Okay.
You can make your money works for you in the most aggressive way that it can build up so that you can have the asset, and maybe not 40, but maybe 45.
Yeah.
At your 45th, you can finally say that okay, I have enough for this job, and okay,
I have
retire.
financial freedom now.
Yes.
Why 300 times specifically? This number, you always
Actually,
say.
that is not something new. You already heard that rule of 4%, right? 4% rule that saying that you can financially free if you have saved up that asset that can generate 4% out of your income, out of the investment to finance your expenses.
Okay.
4% only?
4%, yes.
Okay.
That is research in US done for 30 years. So if we calculate 4% out of the annual expenses, we divide the annual expenses by 4%, it's 25 times of the expenses, annual expenses, right?
Right, okay.
When we bring into our monthly expenses, it's simply 300 times.
Right, okay.
300 times of expenses.
300 times of expenses, not 300 times your salary.
Yes, but to be more safe and have
Buffer, I guess, right?
yes, to be more secure, why don't we bring to salary? Because your salary will cover everything,
Sure.
Yes.
It's supposed to.
including your maybe if you want to invest
Savings
during
and
your
investment, right.
Yeah.
saving and investment during your retirement.
Oh,
So that is why I use the salary.
Okay, so here's where I'm at a little bit of a crossroads. We talk about early retirement all the time. In fact, we've even discussed the FIRE movement as well.
Yes.
Financially independent, retire
Retire
early.
early.
Have you heard of
that's
this?
called FIRE, no?
So,
First
so
time.
this was something that happened, I believe, in the mid-90s. They started to come up with this
Yes.
plan that people should just save and invest as much as possible. Then you can be free financially and you can retire early. And people were aiming for like mid-30s, 40 as a
40s.
retirement. But the way my brain is I can't get my brain around it, is that if you're retiring early, is there like a estimated death age? Let's just say 80, 90, okay?
Yeah. Ooh, yes.
So the earlier you retire, the more years you have to prepare yourself for
Indeed.
financially,
Yes,
correct?
yes.
Like if I retire at 60, then maybe I'll be, if I can live another 20 years off of whatever I've saved or invested,
Yes.
then I'm good.
Yeah.
But if I'm retiring 20 years early, then I'd have to prepare for 40
40
years
years.
of financial expenses and things of that sort. So how does this actually work? When you have like 300 times your salary, is that going to cover you for any time you retire, or is there a certain date, like a certain year that you're aiming for retirement?
Yeah, so many requirements that you, if you want to do that. I mean, when you want to stop working at 45, and then you have, and you live until 90,
Right.
you have another 45 years
Right.
to live, right?
It's a long time to
Yes.
subsidize your life.
Exactly.
Yes. But if you have this 300 times of your salary, and then you put it in the government bonds that
Okay.
will give you like 4% minimum, 4%,
Right.
and then you can only live on from the proceeds of the,
Right.
from the interest.
It should cover you.
Yes,
no matter
it
how
should
long
cover
you
you.
live. Is that right?
As long as you can manage the lifestyle.
I see.
That-
That is
yeah.
the key.
Key.
That is the key. And then the other side is that having that 3 times of salary on your asset, giving you options. Yes, you don't have to work. You don't have to go to the office that you don't like every single day. But then you can do something that you love, that you really love, and still make you money.
Right. You
That's
can, let's say,
true.
own a small business or something like that.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. That makes sense.
And of course, there is also what is it? The health care that you have to buy the insurance for, and then also the
Yeah.
housing, and then the car, or maybe some things that you need.
Got it.
Yeah, you talk about insurance here and
Yes.
the importance of insurance. I actually have a friend who is now currently severely sick with cancer. And then when we, the girlfriends, asked, hey, do you have insurance? And she said, no. You know, because
Yes.
that can really drain your
Yes.
savings, right? So
Indeed.
tell us about the importance of having insurance and what
Yes.
kind of insurance should we have?
The very important one is the health insurance that you have to have before your retirement age. Because after you retire or stop working, the office that you are working will not cover your
Right.
health insurance. And then the other one is for critical illness.
Yes.
Just in case it's something that happened during your old age, or maybe retirement age, or at your 50th, and then you hopefully that we will never have that
Yes.
cancer or
But,
maybe
yeah.
other things.
Yeah.
So that health insurance, critical illness, and then if you have something that someone that depends on you, then you have to have the life insurance.
Yes.
And also for your car, housing, and
Sure.
How do we count it, by the way? Because I noticed, I read a little bit of this chapter about the importance of having insurance. You said something about 10%. Could you please tell
yes,
us how you calculate it?
the policy that you have to pay should not exceed 10% of your
Salary.
monthly salary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the total
Total
premium.
of everything.
Total premium.
Like,
yes.
for example, if the total premium for a whole year is 12 million,
Yes, it should not be more than 10% of your salary. If it is exceed 10%,
Yeah.
maybe just maybe you bought the wrong insurance.
really?
Maybe you bought something that is too expensive for your insurance.
Give us an example. For example,
Like-
for health insurance.
For her insurance, the option is that you can buy the traditional one or maybe the unit link one. But for
Right.
her insurance,
Yeah.
I always suggest that you buy the unit link.
Okay.
Why?
Uh-huh.
Because you only need to pay like 5, 10, 15 years
Yeah.
for the premium.
Yes.
But then you will be covered up until the age of maximum coverage of health insurance,
Which is what, 60?
which is 78.
Oh, 78?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's not
You
bad.
can be covered until that age.
Okay.
So that you buy the unit link.
Right.
Because if you buy the traditional health insurance,
Yeah.
you will have to pay every year, every
Yes.
single year.
Yes.
And the next year, once you already got some kind of sickness or something that insurance company can say that we can cover that sickness for you
Right.
for the next year.
Right.
So that is why for that health insurance, you should buy the unit link.
Okay. Okay.
So let's kind of zoom out a little bit and talk strategy. So how does one get started? Because I just did some rough calculations. I won't show you guys because then you'll know my salary. But it's good. I thought, wow, okay, if I'm going to get 300 times my monthly salary, this is what it's going to take. I mean, we talk assets, we're talking houses,
Yes.
investments,
Yes.
and that's pretty much all about it, right? Like
Yeah.
everything else is pretty much just an expense. So can you tell us how does one get started and how we should kind of break down our goals? Because obviously that is a big
Yes.
end target
Yes.
to reach, but what do we need to do along the way?
For the very first jobber,
Yes.
they should start budgeting
Okay.
Okay.
early in the financial management stage,
How do you mean
and then
by
they
budgeting?
have to set aside minimum 10% of the salary.
Okay.
10%.
To
Only 10%.
save.
To save.
Or
to save and
invest.
To invest.
Okay, to invest.
Minimum 10% to invest. And what I suggest to young people, they want to build the asset, is that don't be afraid to invest. Be aggressive because we have the time with you. Because the longer time frame that we have, it can help to reduce the volatility and also the risk of investment. Don't be afraid to invest in instruments like stocks and then ETF, exchange traded fund. And also, if you want to have a safer instrument, set aside some of the investment into government bonds, and use the proceeds from coupon to buy the stocks and ETF and everything.
So you're talking like it's safer to do more volatile investments because you have a longer time span. So even if it goes up and down, you don't have to
Yes.
worry about it as
Yes.
much. I see.
Is
There is
that
rule
it?
of thumb that you should invest 100 minus your age into stock.
Hang on.
100 minus
We're going to
your
come up
age.
with different numbers here.
So mine would be
Percentage
60.
percentage of your investment should be in stock 100 minus your age. So that if you start working at 25,
Yes.
and then meaning that
Ah,
75% of your assets will be in stock.
So a larger percentage of your investment, so let's say you invest $100, 75 can go to
Yes.
stocks.
Oh,
The more
okay.
volatile, the medium to high risk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you're at a farther age from retirement. So that you can
Right.
afford to have it go up and down without worrying so much.
Okay.
But someone like me, for example, probably 50%. Oh,
What
no,
are
I just don't
you,
do my
30,
needs.
right?
Yeah, let's go with that.
You still have
Yeah.
70.
That is the easiest way to
makes
build
sense.
your portfolio.
Right.
And then for the remaining, you can put in the money market or maybe into government bonds.
Okay, 10% of one's monthly salary at a working age, let's say they start at working at 25.
Of course, bigger better. So
Okay.
20-30% will be better.
Okay.
It can help you to achieve that goal
Right.
much faster.
But
Now-
hang on though,
Yeah.
Dani. I'm just thinking, right, because I'm super conservative when it comes to managing my money. Usually I just go with the safest, like government bond, fixed rate, la-di-da. If, for example, I put 10% of my salary immediately to invest in stocks, there's a big risk also losing that money entirely, right? So in my head right now, oh no, I think I'd rather save the money instead of investing it because I might lose the money. So I will never have savings then if I keep losing it.
Is that possible?
What's your
Yes.
take on it?
We might, but this is the way we should look at investing in stocks. Is that our daily life, from starting from we open our eyes until we sleep again at night, we use all of the product that are sold by the listed companies.
Okay.
So when we buy that product and services, like when we buy our cell phones and
Yep.
then our clothes, even our shoes, their stocks are sold in the market, right? When we buy the products and services, we pay with our
Yeah.
money.
Right.
Yeah.
And the profit goes where? To the shareholders.
Right.
Ultimately, it will go to the shareholders. And if we don't buy the stocks, we only pay to use the products and
You don't get
services.
any of it back.
We don't get anything.
It's a good perspective. I've never thought
So
of it.
that is why I always buy the stocks that,
Of stuff you use.
yes, the stuff that I use. So that is why by the end of the year, I will get the dividend.
Yeah.
No matter how
But-
small, you're
yes.
still getting some of it back.
Yes, part
makes
of
sense.
my expenses back to me.
That's great. But you're basically talking about investing in blue chip, right?
Not only blue chip. not
Really?
only blue chip, because
Because
for
blue chip is safe, right?
yes,
They're always
blue chip is safer because they have a bigger market and
Sure.
and what is it? A more stable services.
Yeah.
But for like some ride-hailing company that I everyday use, yes,
Yeah.
yes, their stock is still very red and still very
Yeah.
making very big loss.
Right.
But I believe in the future,
Yeah.
the economy, they will still be there and they will make more money and they will make more businesses. So that I believe that my investment will pay it off.
One day.
Again, we're
Yes.
talking long term, right?
Long term,
We're
yeah.
not talking like, hey, what's it going to be like in the next few months? You're
Yeah.
talking, you're still young at this
Interesting.
point, and you're probably going to keep using their services. So that's actually a very interesting perspective.
That's a good way to see it, isn't
In
it?
my 70s, in my 80s,
Yeah.
those companies that I buy now will still be there. I believe that they will still be
That's
there.
true.
So life changes along the way from 25 to 70 and 80. You get married, you have
Yeah.
kids, your
Yes.
financial picture kind of keeps changing.
Yep.
So what do you do along the way here? You have to buy a home. That counts as your investment. So do you change your perspective as to how much you should invest? Because then you start, let's say you have to take out a mortgage.
Yes, for the investment, for the budgeting itself,
Yes.
we set aside, like if you set aside 30% for your investment, you still
Right.
have 70%, right?
Right.
You can live with only 40% of your salary. And then you set aside another 30% for the mortgage. So it comes from the different part of the salary.
But it
Different
goes
part of
towards
the
your
budget.
investment, your
Yes.
entire future later as well.
Yes, and anyway, if you buy house with mortgage, that can be included as part of the 300 times of your salary. That is also your asset, right?
Right.
During the retirement, you can sell off the house and then move to another house
Somewhere
that is
smaller,
smaller.
especially when your kids are all
Yes.
gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I talk about that as well in the book.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's touch on what you mentioned with Marissa a little bit in regards to investments. We'll circle back to that. Which type of investments should we have a large part of our portfolio of, do you think, in your opinion?
The younger you are, the more aggressive you should be in
Okay.
investing.
Okay.
You cannot, I'm so sorry for the conservative sites that
Yeah. I am. I'm conservative, but I am open to being,
Yeah.
you know, for my
because
mind
when
to
we
change.
put, that's still better than putting our money in saving account, because
Yeah.
putting our money in saving account means
Interest
that,
is tiny.
yes, tiny, and let our asset sleep.
Yeah.
Let our asset dormant
Yes.
without doing anything, so
Yeah.
that the younger you are, the more aggressive you should be. So that one in stocks and then ETF, exchange traded fund is a very, what is it? So many people still don't understand about
What is
ETF.
ETF? Exactly. Hello, Exhibit
ETF
A.
is exchange traded fund is a mutual fund that is traded in the stock market.
ETF.
Yes,
Okay.
exchange traded fund. Actually, this is a passively managed mutual fund, consists of stocks that they just copy index that is available in the market.
So one second,
that-
a mutual fund itself is actually just a combination of stocks together
Yes.
as one, right?
Yes,
But then it's being traded as one?
yes,
Is that right?
as stock. And then the difference between the mutual fund, the actively managed, and the ETF, the actively managed will charge you higher fees.
Yes.
While for the ETF with passively managed, it will charge you lower fees, and they will just copy the index. So they will just follow the market movement.
Okay.
Beating the market will be very difficult, right?
Right.
So the actively managed try to beat the market.
Correct.
While for the passively managed in ETF, they just follow the market.
How about the difference in earnings between the two?
It's less volatile too, right? It's low risk.
Yes, lower risk.
Yeah.
And from the ones that I hold, it perform better.
Really?
Yes, than the actively managed mutual fund.
Okay, ETF here. I've got the slight information from Investopedia. ETFs are considered to be low-risk investment because they are low cost
Yes.
and hold a basket of stocks or other securities, increasing diversification. For most individual investors, ETFs represent an ideal type of asset with which to build a diversified portfolio. I'm going to look
I think
at
it's more for people like you than
Yeah,
when
exactly.
they like to invest.
One of the ETF that I like most is available in the Indonesian market is the ETF copying the IDX High Dividend 20. So
Okay.
the 20 companies that have that pays most dividend,
The best performing.
they just copy that, and then they put everything in
That
one
makes
basket.
sense.
Right.
So I keep buying that. So I keep owning that 20.
Where do you buy ETFs, by the way?
You can buy it in the
The
stock.
apps?
Yes.
Really? Even the one that I mentioned?
Yes. Yes. The one that you just
So we
mentioned.
won't drop any
That I
names, but
mentioned
yeah.
off air. Okay, ETFs,
Yeah.
okay. That's cool.
So,
Alrighty.
If we look at this particular strategy, can this work for all levels of income earners? Like obviously for the high income earners, it'll work better. But what about the low income?
Actually, stock is even better option for someone with lower income.
Is that right?
Why? Because investing in stock doesn't require like hundreds of millions rupiah when you invest in property.
Yes.
You can start investing in stocks with only 50,000 rupiah or maybe 100,000 rupiah. So for someone with 4 million rupiah with the minimum wage in Jakarta, you can start invest in stock right away.
That's good.
Wow. When you talk about long term, how long is that? How many years is that?
Minimum 5 years.
Okay,
but
5 years.
For my investment policy, when buying stocks and ETF, I just buy and hold forever. As long as
Forever.
I don't need the money.
Yes.
When I need the money and I see that it's already 200%, 300% increase,
Whoa.
I just sold.
You just sold it.
Yes.
Okay.
But up until today, I still haven't sold anything, even
Right.
for 200% increase.
Yeah, because they keep giving you.
Yes.
Yeah. Great.
Dividend and
Yeah, that's fantastic.
price.
Riding that train.
Exactly.
Why not?
So, what do you think is what should be the lifestyle of someone who is aiming to be financially freedom? And also, I would like to touch on that, and also about debt,
Yes.
right? Because if you have debt, it's kind of hard to invest when you have debts,
Yes.
right?
Yes, of course.
No big word up here as well.
There
Yeah.
you go. Oh.
Yeah. The lifestyle is that, of course, that if we want to achieve that fire as early as possible, then we have to maintain our lifestyle as low as possible.
Simple as
As
possible.
simple as possible.
Only the essentials.
Yes, the essential. But you still have to enjoy your money, right?
course.
So that is why we have the budget. As long as you stay within the budget, like 50% investment, 30% for debt, and then 40% for whatever you need for life, then you will be just fine.
30,
Yes.
30, 40.
But then 30% for that is also for if you want to have fun, and then if you want to go healing and self-reward, it's also coming from that 30% of that. So if you have that, you cannot say that I want to have
go to Bali 'cause-
self-reward.
Yeah.
Right.
Many young people they use like pay later and those kind of things.
That's just
So-
disastrous,
Credit
right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Sometimes we don't look at it that way. We just look at, this can come out of I have a fun budget. Like
Yeah.
my healing
I have
budget.
extra money
Yeah.
Yeah.
from the credit card.
Right.
Really?
No.
From pay later?
No.
No.
So I want to touch on a topic that might be, it's related to the book and the entire concept of it.
Yeah.
But I've read that years later, people who have actually done this FIRE movement, financially independent, retire early, they retire early, but then they're like, now what do I do?
Unhappy.
But they're financially secure,
Yes.
they're financially free. Do you have any thoughts in regards to that, in regards to like what people should do afterwards? I mean, you always talk about retiring as soon as
For
possible.
me, I only want to achieve that FI, financial independence,
Okay.
not retire early. I just want to be financially independent, and then I just want to keep working, keep making
But
money.
doing
Me
what
too.
you love,
Why?
right?
Because like Warren Buffett, only
Yeah.
in 80,
Correct.
90s,
Yeah.
still working, right?
Correct.
Amazing.
So why we stop working?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
he
by
doesn't-
the way, if you don't have activities, there are several cases where people decide to retire early because suddenly their brain is not as active as before. They are isolated from the community that they had from work. It shortens their lives. You don't want that, right?
No.
You want to.
We don't want that.
So we talk about the concept itself. It's just financial freedom is great.
Yes.
But then you can end up
Yes.
opening a business, like I mentioned, or doing
Yes.
something that you love, or charity, volunteer work.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
What would you do if you are financially free?
If I was financially free, I would open a business for my wife and myself.
Yes.
Because that would be something that we would enjoy doing every day and not have to worry about the bottom line of profits all the time. Because
Yes.
we're to do that now, that's what we would have to worry about, right? But then we could do things the way we like and
Yes.
maybe take a lesser profit but be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And volunteer work, because I've heard that helps prolong your life.
Of course, because you are always within the
You're
community.
doing something for something else. You
You're
have a purpose.
helping people. You do good. You feel good. There you go. Interesting. Thank you so much, Dani.
Oh, one quick question from
Oh,
our
yes.
producer here.
Yes.
Very important.
Yes.
From what you've seen, what is the biggest challenge in building basically your assets in this manner?
People don't believe in future. They,
Huh? What do you mean?
just,
Really?
they just see that I need money now. I want to enjoy everything now.
Oh,
They,
really?
Sad.
Diversification is not something common, right? We are not taught that during our childhood, so that people don't believe that their asset will grow, that they will need that asset in their future.
Right.
Seriously?
So many people don't believe that. So
In
that
Indonesia, I would
Yes.
believe that in America because most people in America actually live paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
But in
here as
Indonesia
well.
too?
Yes.
Ooh.
So that is why pay later is so
Popular, right?
Popular
Yeah, that's
here.
true. Yeah. People have a lot of tools these days in order to live in the moment.
yes.
So they're thinking less about the future.
Live in the moment.
Yeah,
I
living
love
in
the quotes.
Yeah, because-
Live in the moment.
Because it's just, I don't believe in it as well. I know,
Yeah,
because
no.
maybe because I'm a little more advanced age, but at a younger age, you're likely not to think that far ahead.
Yeah.
That's later. Don't worry about it.
But we live up until our 70s to 80s,
Hopefully.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if we have children, even if we don't live up to, we
Yeah.
still have children
People
to
that
take
we
care
need to
of,
take
right?
care of.
Yeah. Go to school
Wow.
and stuff.
So congratulations on the
Yeah.
book once
Thank you
again.
very much.
Membangun
Thank you
Aset
very much.
300 kali gaji, building your assets to 300 times your salary. It's almost released, right? We're getting early look at this.
Yes,
It
yes.
will be
Yeah.
released.
It will be released by the end of this week.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hopefully that it's already available in the bookstores.
Yay, amen to that. So get your copy sometime next week because Dani actually provides a lot of tips on how to count, how to budget and stuff. And
Right.
I'm always
There's a QR
interested.
code you can scan, right? And
Yes.
Give you a little kind of sheet to work with.
Yes.
Look at this, right? Look at this.
Yeah,
He-
there's
he
pictures.
has the
You find
pie
it hard to
charts.
understand.
The budgeting, guys.
Yeah, I always need diagrams when it comes to money. I'm not good with like just looking
Really?
at reading and looking at numbers. It helps to have charts.
Wow,
and
you're a numbers guy.
I know, but I'm a visual learner, and I learn from I love how there's a picture of a woman holding balance between your salary and your debt. And expenses.
Does that remind you of your wife, Chichi? Hi, good morning, Chichi. We love you.
Absolutely, that's right. Anyway, thanks again.
Thank you
Dani,
very
we hope
much.
to have you back soon.
Thank
And that concludes our discussion, but we do have more coming up after the break. It's 7:45. We will bring you the latest from the news and updates from around the world. Stay tuned here on the C Morning Show. We'll be right back after this.
This is great. I love it because you're very practical and